Hi YouTube, it's me Irissa again, and I wanted to do a different type of video today. Not a tutorial, but I thought it'd be fun to do something like hair fun facts. So this is going to be my hair fun facts video number 1. So what I wanted to talk about today was like the basic like biology of hair and what it is and how it grows and stuff, and how like a lot of different topics lined up. But anyways, the first topic is the fact that when we're a 22-week-old fetus is when we have all of the hair follicles that we're going to ever have. When basically when our moms are like 5.5 months pregnant with us, all of that's laid down. The total human body has about 5 million hair follicles, and we have about an average of about 100,000 on our hair. And of course, an average doesn't mean that everybody has 100,000. You can have a little bit more, you can have a little bit less. And the body never makes new follicles. Actually, as we get older, the number of follicles decrease. So when you see people with the edges all gone, which is known as traction alopecia, that's what the dermatologists call it, when they pull the root and damage that follicle, that hair is not growing back because the body doesn't make new follicles. It's gone. So be careful with your edges and how tight you do your braids and stuff, ladies. Okay, the next thing is talking about the structure of hair. Okay, so there's two main parts to a hair, and I'm talking about hair all over your entire body. Okay, you have the follicle, which is the part that's inside of your scalp, and it's shaped, like I said in my other video, like a sock. And at the very bottom of the little sock is a little piece that kind of looks like a plug, like a little finger-like projection right there at the bottom. And that's called the papilla. And the papilla is composed of little blood vessels called capillaries that feed the cells surrounding that area with nutrients and stuff from what you eat, basically. And the only living part of the hair is that area right here, right by the papilla, right at the bottom, right there, which is known as the hair bulb. And it's composed of these rapidly dividing cells that, I guess, they actually make the hair that's on our head. And I'm sliding down because I'm like trying to not be too tall for the camera. Sorry about that. So the hair, the little dividing cells, are some of the fastest dividing cells in the body, which is why when people have chemotherapy for cancer, they lose their hair, because chemotherapy works by targeting rapidly dividing cells like cancer cells. Hair cells are also rapidly dividing cells, and that's why you lose your hair when you have chemotherapy. See, you learned something new. Alright, within the follicle, as you go up the follicle, this is so funny, you have a sebaceous gland on your hair, that is. Well, all over your body you have sebaceous glands, which make like an oily, kind of waxy like coating that coats the hair. And the straighter your hair is, the stuff it makes is called sebum. The straighter your hair is, the further the sebum can travel and moisturize the hair. But when your hair is like this, and it's kind of kinky, that sebum has a hard time traveling down the hair shaft, and thus your hair will be drier. So that's that. Sometimes in the hair follicle and other parts of our body, we have apocrine glands, which are sweat glands. You probably have sweat glands in your scalp too. I really don't know. I don't think we ever learned that, but I can look that up. But you have sweat glands all over here, and there's different kinds, because the sweat glands that are here are different from the sweat glands that are here, but that's a whole other lecture. Alright, so we talked about the basics of the follicle. I didn't get all into it because that would be like way too much. This is not like a dermatology class. Next part of the hair is the actual shaft of hair, which is what you see sticking out of your scalp. Hair is basically dead hard protein called keratin. Your nails, which I don't have much of, are also made of keratin, but they're arranged in flat sheets, which is why we get nails. And like in animals and stuff, it makes claws. And then for fur and hairs and things like that, the keratin is arranged in like a helical structure, and it has different bonds that hold that structure together. I'm going to make a video about that, so don't worry about that, because I know you have questions about these bonds, so we're going to talk about the bonds. Okay, so the hair itself has 3 layers. The innermost layer is called the medulla. Not everybody has a medulla. I was trying to find some research, looking up some papers and stuff, and some papers say there is a correlation with how thick your hair is to whether or not you have a medulla. Some papers are saying that it doesn't correlate. There doesn't appear to be a ratio correlation. I don't really know, but some people have a medulla, some don't. And that's the innermost part. The next layer of hair is called the cortex. I have like my notes here. The majority of the hair shaft is the cortex, and that's going to be the part that really determines how thick someone's hair is. It's going to be the cortex. And the cortex and the medulla are the parts that have the pigments that give us our hair color. If your hair is like really, really black like mine, or if your hair is blonde, or your hair turns gray if you don't have any more pigment, that's where it is, in the medulla and the cortex. The outermost layer of hair, which is what we actually see when you look at someone's hair, is called the cuticle. And the cuticle is like lots of little flat cells that are kind of like, look like roof shingles that are kind of like stacked up on each other like that, going up the hair. I know you probably see some pictures. I'll probably put one on here so you can see it. But anyways, the cuticle is where most of the conditioners and stuff work on hair. They work to kind of soften up the cuticle. It can open and close when it's hot. Like when you do a conditioning treatment, it opens it up, lets things kind of go in there and kind of work things out. That's the cortex. And that's all I have for this fun facts. I have more to come, ladies. So let me know what you think. If you have any other information, because I know I have one of my subscribers is a biochem major, and I would love to hear if she has anything to add on to what I just said. But this video is already too long, so I'm going to let you guys go. Take care.